Seniors, top 5 fruits that rebuild muscle and reverse sarcopenia. Fast after 60. Every sunrise past your 60th birthday, your body silently surrenders strength. After 65, you can lose up to 3% of muscle every single year. That's like dropping a 5-pound dumbbell from your frame before your next birthday. And no, the villain isn't just getting old. It's chronic, low-grade inflammation that quietly blocks your muscles from repairing themselves. Left unchecked, that shrink-age snowballs. First, climbing stairs feels harder. Next come balance slips, and finally a fracture that can steal months of independence. Shockingly, 70% of older Americans don't even know this battle is happening inside their bodies. Today's video changes that. I'm revealing 5 everyday fruits that flip your muscle switch back on, boosting strength, easing pain, and protecting your bones. Spoiler: the #1 fruit contains a natural compound that ramped up muscle growth 15% in just 8 weeks in a recent clinical study. Quick favor, tell me your state in the comments. I answer every note. And while you're there, hit subscribe so you never miss a tip tailored to life after 60. Every point you hear today comes straight from peer-reviewed research on people your age. Sources are linked below. Ready to outsmart sarcopenia? Let's dive in with fruit number 5. Let's start with something small, sour, and surprisingly powerful. Tart cherries. Now let me ask you, have you ever woken up in the morning and before you even sit up, your legs are already aching? That heavy, tight feeling that makes you wonder if you walk 10 miles in your sleep. Most people just shrug it off and say, well, I guess that's just what getting older feels like. But what if I told you that kind of soreness might not be aging at all? It could actually be lingering inflammation. And here's the good news. Tart cherries, yes, the sour ones, not the sweet snack you grab in summer, are packed with something called anthocyanins. These are natural plant compounds that help calm down inflammation in your body, especially in your muscles. They're the same compounds that give tart cherries their deep red color and their muscle-soothing power. There was a study published in the Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition that followed a group of marathon runners. They drank tart cherry juice every day for a week before their race. The results? Less soreness, faster recovery, and better sleep. Now, I don't know about you, but if it works for someone who just ran 26 miles, it's worth a try for those of us who are just trying to get through a walk around the block without aching after. Here's where people go wrong, though. They grab regular cherry juice off the shelf, not realizing that most of it is packed with added sugars and almost none of the good stuff. You want tart cherry juice, pure, unsweetened. That's where the magic is. Now let me tell you about my friend Paul. He's 68, walks every evening, and used to wake up feeling like his legs had rusted overnight. I suggested he try just 4 ounces of tart cherry juice before bed. Nothing fancy. A couple of weeks later, he told me, you know, I'm waking up lighter, not so stiff, and I'm actually sleeping better. That's no coincidence. Tart cherries are also one of nature's rare sources of melatonin. That's the sleep hormone your body needs to repair itself overnight. So here's how you can make it work for you. Try half a cup of unsweetened tart cherry juice about 30 to 60 minutes before bedtime. If juice isn't your thing, a handful of dried tart cherries does the trick too. Just make sure they're not loaded with extra sugar. And if you're feeling creative, pour the juice into popsicle molds and freeze them. It's a great little treat after a summer stroll. Now, of course, if you're managing diabetes or watching your blood sugar, talk with your doctor and start slow. But for most folks, tart cherries are safe, easy, and honestly, pretty tasty. I sometimes mix a splash into sparkling water with a bit of mint. It feels fancy, it's refreshing, and my legs thank me the next morning. The big lesson here is this: don't ignore that soreness. It's not just something you have to deal with as you get older. Sometimes it's your body asking for a little help, and nature in its own quiet way already has the answer. Now, if tart cherries were the surprise, then this next one is the smooth operator, avocado. We all know avocados have become pretty popular lately, right? You see them everywhere, on toast, in smoothies, even in brownies if you can believe it. But here's the thing. For older adults, this creamy green fruit isn't just trendy. It can be a secret weapon against muscle loss. Let me explain why. As we get older, our bodies naturally become more prone to low-grade, chronic inflammation. It's sneaky because it doesn't always show up as pain. Sometimes it just looks like feeling more tired than usual, muscles that don't bounce back like they used to, or joints that get stiff after sitting too long. That kind of inflammation wears away at your strength over time, and that's where avocado steps in. Avocados are packed with monounsaturated fats, the heart-healthy kind. But what's less talked about is how these fats also help calm inflammation throughout the body, especially in your muscles and joints. That means fewer aches, better recovery, and more stability when you move. They also deliver more potassium per gram than bananas. And that matters because potassium helps your muscles contract properly, which can reduce cramping and improve balance. You also get magnesium, which supports nerve and muscle function, and vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant that helps protect your muscle tissue from everyday wear and tear. Now here's something most folks don't realize. A study in the Journal of Nutrition and Health and Aging found that older adults who ate more monounsaturated fats, like those in avocados, had better balance and were less likely to be classified as frail. But like with everything, there are a few common mistakes. One is thinking avocados are too fatty to be healthy. Sure, half an avocado has about 120 calories and 10 grams of fat, but this is the kind of fat your body actually uses to repair and protect your muscles. It's not the enemy. In fact, the real risk is avoiding good fats entirely, because your body needs fat to absorb vitamins like A, D, E, and K. And trust me, a little goes a long way. Let me share a quick example. I worked with a woman named Carol, 73, who was always active but felt like her legs were just slowing down. She avoided avocados for years because she thought they were fattening. Once we added just half an avocado a day to her breakfast, mashed on whole grain toast with lemon and a sprinkle of chia seeds, she said she felt less stiff in the mornings and her energy on walks noticeably improved. So here's how I recommend trying it. Add half an avocado to your breakfast, on toast, in scrambled eggs, or sliced into a salad. You can even blend it into a smoothie with almond milk and a handful of spinach. It's creamy, satisfying, and keeps you full for hours. And if you're watching your weight, just balance it out. Skip the butter or processed spreads that day. Avocado is real food, and your body knows exactly what to do with it. From my own kitchen, here's a tip I love. Mash avocado with a little olive oil and garlic and use it as a sandwich spread instead of mayo. It adds flavor, creaminess, and so much more nutrition. So don't let this soft, humble fruit fool you. Avocado isn't just for millennials. It's for anyone who wants to stay strong, steady, and moving freely, especially after 60. Food isn't just calories, and it's a tool your body uses to live stronger, more independent, and happier every single day. Now let's shift gears and talk about something bold, juicy, and a little bit ancient. Pomegranate. Have you ever noticed your legs feeling heavy, almost like you're dragging them through the day? You've had a good night's sleep, maybe even stretched a little in the morning, but somehow your energy just doesn't show up. That sluggish feeling, it's not always about age or even muscle weakness. Sometimes it's about circulation. You see, as we age, our blood vessels tend to lose a bit of their flexibility. The highways that carry oxygen and nutrients to our muscles start to narrow. That means your legs, your heart, even your brain might not be getting everything they need to perform their best. But that's where the pomegranate steps in. Pomegranates are loaded with polyphenols, which are natural antioxidants that help your body produce more nitric oxide. Now, nitric oxide may sound like something from a science lab, but trust me, it's something you want. It helps your blood vessels relax and widen, making it easier for oxygen and nutrients to flow freely, especially to your muscles. One study published in the Journal of Nutrition followed older adults who drank 8 ounces of 100% pomegranate juice every day for 2 weeks. By the end of the study, they showed improved endurance and reported feeling less fatigue during physical activity. That's a powerful result from something as simple as juice. But here's something I've seen folks get wrong. They think eating a handful of pomegranate seeds once a month during the holidays is enough. Or worse, they grab a pomegranate-flavored drink that's packed with sugar and only contains a drop of real juice. That's like expecting a paper fan to cool you off on a July afternoon. If you want the real benefit, you need 100% pomegranate juice, no added sugar, or better yet, go straight to the source, those little ruby red seeds called arils. You can spoon them over a salad, sprinkle them on oatmeal, or just eat them by the handful. They've got a nice tart pop and are full of fiber too. I usually suggest about 4 to 6 ounces of juice, especially before a walk or light workout. It gives your body a little boost, kind of like opening the windows and letting the breeze in. Now, a quick heads up. If you're taking blood thinners like warfarin, it's a smart idea to talk with your doctor before adding pomegranate regularly. It's natural, yes, but natural doesn't always mean risk-free. Safety first, always. Let me give you a tip from my own routine. I like to mix pomegranate juice with plain, sparkling water and a squeeze of lime. It feels like I'm drinking something fancy, and it gives me just enough pep to make that post-lunch walk feel lighter and more enjoyable. So here's what I want you to take away from this. Don't underestimate blood flow. You could be doing everything right, eating well, stretching, moving, and still feel drained if your muscles aren't getting what they need. But sometimes the answer is as simple as sipping a little juice or tossing some seeds on your breakfast. And hey, I'd love to hear what you think. Have you tried pomegranate juice before? Did you notice a difference in your energy or your walks? Let me know down in the comments. I read everyone. And if you're enjoying these practical tips made just for folks like us, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join our community here at Elderly Strength. We're all about staying strong, steady, and independent together. Now here's a fruit that might raise a few eyebrows. Prunes. I know what you're thinking. Prunes? Really? Aren't those just for keeping things moving? And yes, they are great for digestion. But what most people don't know is that these humble little dried plums are hiding one of the best-kept secrets in muscle health. They may actually help you build strength as you age. Let's break it down. Prunes are packed with powerful nutrients like boron, chlorogenic acid, and other natural compounds that support overall wellness. Some studies suggest that compounds in prunes may help support the pathways related to IGF-1, an important hormone that signals muscle repair and growth. IGF-1 plays a big role in telling your body, hey, let's rebuild that muscle tissue, which is critical as we naturally lose muscle mass over time. In early lab studies, prune extract helped muscle cells grow and recover faster, but more research in humans is still needed. Even so, the potential is exciting, especially when it comes from something as simple and accessible as a prune. But let's talk about a common misconception. Many people assume that once muscle is lost after 60, it's gone for good. That's simply not true. With the right nutrition and movement, the body still has the ability to build muscle well into our 70s and even 80s. Prunes might not look like much, but they're part of that toolbox. Now let me tell you about Doris. She's 74 and had pretty much sworn off strength training because of constant soreness. We started small, 5 prunes with breakfast every morning. A couple weeks later, she called and said, I can stand up from the couch without holding the armrest. First time in years. That's not magic. That's muscle fuel in disguise. So how do you make prunes work for you? Start with 5 to 6 a day, chop them into oatmeal, blend them into a smoothie, mix them with almonds and roll into little homemade energy bites. And because they're naturally sweet, they feel like a treat. But here's the tip. If you're watching your blood sugar, pair them with a source of protein like yogurt, a boiled egg, or even a handful of walnuts. That helps slow down the sugar release and keeps your energy more stable. Now, just a quick reminder. While prunes are safe for most people, they do contain sorbitol, a natural sugar alcohol. For a few folks, especially if you're not used to eating a lot of fiber, this might cause a bit of gas or bloating at first. So ease in slowly and drink some water with them to help things go smoothly. Here's one of my favorite little tricks. I keep a small jar of prunes in my car. When I need a quick snack on the go, I'll grab a couple and pair them with a few roasted almonds. It keeps me fueled without the crash, and honestly, it beats a granola bar any day. So don't judge a fruit by its wrinkles. Sometimes the sweetest remedy for aging muscles comes in the most unexpected wrapper. And here we are, the final fruit on our list. And honestly, it might be the most surprising of them all. Not exotic, not expensive, but quietly powerful in ways most people don't realize. I'm talking about the apple, but not just the inside. The real secret is in the peel. Now, we've all heard the old saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. But what if that same apple could also help you keep your muscle strength, your stamina, and even your energy, especially as you age? It turns out the peel of an apple contains a natural compound called ursolic acid. Now, don't let the name throw you off. This compound has been studied for its ability to help stimulate muscle growth, reduce muscle breakdown, and even boost energy production inside your cells. That's no small thing. In one early study published in the journal Cell Metabolism, mice that were given ursolic acid gained muscle mass and lost fat, even without exercising. Now, of course, we're not mice and more research is still needed in humans, but the early results are promising and definitely worth paying attention to. On top of that, apples also contain an antioxidant called quercetin. It helps your body use oxygen more efficiently, which can boost endurance. And the soluble fiber in apples, especially the pectin, helps keep your digestion and blood sugar stable. All of that supports better nutrient absorption and muscle recovery. And if you're wondering which apple is best, it's a good question. In general, red varieties like Honeycrisp, Fuji, and Red Delicious tend to have a bit more of that beneficial ursolic acid, especially in the peel. But honestly, as long as you eat it with the skin on, you're getting the good stuff. So pick the one you enjoy most and stick with it. But here's the thing I see all the time. People peel their apples. They think they're making it healthier, or they're worried about pesticides. And I get it. But when you peel the apple, you're throwing away most of that ursolic acid. If you can, go for organic, give it a good wash, and enjoy the peel. That's where the magic is. Let me tell you about Mr. David. He's 79, sharp as a tack, and still does light yard work every morning. I asked him once if he takes any fancy supplements, and he laughed and said, "Just my apple, every day, with the peel." He eats it around 10 a.m., usually with a little almond butter, says it keeps him regular, keeps him moving, and keeps him young. Honestly, I believe him. If you're wondering how to make it part of your day, here's what I recommend. Just one apple a day, with the peel on, slice it up and dip it in peanut butter. Dice it into a salad. Eat it whole while you're out walking. It's easy, portable, and satisfying. And if you're watching your sugar, apples are still a smart choice. They have a low glycemic index, especially when paired with a bit of protein or healthy fat. One of my go-to snacks? Apple slices sprinkled with cinnamon and a few walnuts. Feels like dessert. Fuels like a smart little powerhouse. So the next time you're grocery shopping, don't overlook that pile of apples. It might not be flashy, but sometimes the strongest support for your muscles comes in the most familiar package. One apple a day won't turn back the clock, but it might help you move through time with more strength, more energy, and a little more joy. All right, let's take a quick moment to look back at what we talked about today. We covered 5 everyday fruits that do so much more than just taste good. Tart cherries to help with soreness and sleep, avocados to fight off inflammation, pomegranate to improve blood flow and energy, prunes to support muscle repair and strength, and apples with the peel for that quiet but powerful boost to muscle health. The best part? You don't need a shelf full of supplements or a complicated meal plan. Just one of these fruits a day, give it 2 weeks, and you might be surprised how much stronger and steadier you feel. It's simple, it's natural, and it works with your body, not against it. So now it's your turn. What's the first fruit you're going to add to your daily routine? Let me know in the comments. I truly enjoy reading your stories and hearing what's making a difference in your life. If today's video gave you a little more confidence, a little more hope, or maybe just a fresh perspective, go ahead and give it a like. Be sure to subscribe to Elderly Strength and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of the helpful tips we've got coming your way. And if you know someone who's been feeling a little slower, a little less steady lately, send them this video. It might be just the gentle nudge they need. Thanks so much for spending your time here with me. Take care of your body, take care of your spirit, and remember, here at Elderly Strength, you're stronger than you think. You always have been. I'm Dr. Benjamin Carter, and I'll see you in the next video. This video is for educational and informational purposes only. It does not replace medical advice. Please consult your healthcare provider before making changes to your diet, exercise, or supplement routine, especially if you have underlying health conditions.